Hello, Women's Council of Realtors all across the land. My name is Kevin Percelli. I'm the executive for Miami YPN and YPN Global, and we have an incredible lineup today. Camera one, camera two, wave camera two, and then camera one, hello. And we're so excited to talk about your upcoming show that is going to be at the International Property Show. Surelis, tell us what everybody needs to know about your involvement with Dubai this year.
Thank you, Kevin.
Pleasure.
Well, first and foremost, thank you all for being here, must say, and also so excited because you were the one who planted that seed and invited us, especially me as the president, to come in the presidential panel, and that was the seed that kind of grew into what it is going to be, which is we're collaborating with the International Property Showcase, 1 day of women empowerment.
That's good.
Yeah,
I should clap for that.
We love it. So, what sort of topics are going to be discussed since we're focusing on women empowerment in a place like Dubai? That's got to be. How's your approach? Because what you would do in America probably isn't the same thing that you're doing in Dubai. So, how are you approaching this differently, and how are you prepping Women's Council Realtors from all over the world to be engaged for this event?
Okay, so I will leave a little bit of that to our speaker leader here, and she's in charge of all the back end. But we are gonna talk and highlight on global expansion because I believe that that's one of the areas that we are all growing in. Our entire globe, it's networking, it's growing, it's our field, education, business development, and niche. So we want to focus on niche, but we also are going to make it encompassing. We're going to bring in like a psychologist, and we're going to bring more of that spiritual mindset that we have to have as agents, which it is a one tough career to be out there and selling. And now at a global stage, you have to be able to collaborate and understand the people across the globe so you could make that transaction happen.
Yeah, great point. And Rafa, since we're on camera one still, why? This is the message. I mean, obviously, and congratulations for being the first male president of Women's Council of Realtors Miami. And while this event is the centerpiece of the International Property Show, focused around women's empowerment, explain to the world why men should not count themselves out from this conference.
Well, first, coming from my story, I come from around powerful women. My mom, my grandmother, my sister, 5 daughters, great mentors, right here. And it just wants to be part of it. And as becoming part of it, you grow into it, and you want to be involved in everything that they're doing. So as coming in as a man, I feel very honored to be here.
Yeah, so, and I guess that's the whole thing is like, just because it's a women's show doesn't mean that there's not a spot for men. That it doesn't mean that we can't be involved. We can definitely, the majority of the speakers are going to be female, but for everyone out there, it doesn't mean that we can't learn as a male gender. We can definitely learn a lot from women, especially women in leadership. And I think women in leadership is only going to trend upward more. So I think there's that element. And I think just more importantly, I think there needs to be a little more male influence, potentially just a pinch more in the Women's Council thing. So I think, men, don't count yourself out for this conference.
Absolutely not. I
right.
think it's so important for them to be present because they are going to stand out, and they represent 5 to 10% of the general membership in Women's Council Realtors. They come with a different background and perspective, and that just adds so much value to all of us as professionals.
Right. Now, Karen, welcome to the show. Thank you for your patience. Let's talk about the two different conferences, because you lived the YPN side of the International Property Show. What makes this year different, and what are you most excited about now that it's transitioned over to a Women's Council of Realtors,
yes,
a premier event?
There you go. So I think that it's powerful because it's historic. This is the first time that Women's Council is going to be at a IPS International Property Show in Dubai. So we're making history. I think that it all started, once again, with YPN. We've been having this conversation. To have that idea just that basic idea turn into this, and having national president, in attendance, and the state president that we just confirmed that is also going, and all these other presidents on a local and state level. Like, it's powerful. And as women, we should be empowering each other and learning from the different cultures. So we have so much diversity here in the Middle East. They have, their culture going on, and they do real estate a certain type of way. So it's important to bridge that gap and see what we can learn from each other.
Excellent. And Antonio, you were there last year, and that was your first time in Dubai.
Yeah.
As a first comer, let's talk about the city itself, less about the International Property Show. What surprised you about Dubai, and what would you give advice to people for their first time attending? Just the city itself.
For me, it was incredible travel, vacation, work at the same time. Dubai is similar to Miami. A lot of high rise. It's like a brico with steroids. It's amazing. I love Dubai. It's not that expensive that we think. It's like Miami prices. And the showcase, that event, it was amazing. 3 days, like every day you learn something different from different wars, countries, and you learn every single minute there, and you meet a lot of new people. I have few buyers still working with me from that conference, so I think it's very important to show up and to help Women's Council, because it's a good opportunity for us to be involved.
Dubai is always a magical city, and it's just fabulous for us realtors because we get to network with global other real estate companies. So for us, it's such an opportunity to network, to do business, to make the right contacts. It's a platform once a year. I say, if you're serious about your business, you got to be in Dubai. If you're not serious, go to bed.
So me being someone who hasn't been to Dubai yet, I guess this is more of a pep in my step to get eager to figure out the moves to get in motion to go. When is this? When is the...
April 14th through
to 16th.
through the 16th. But you got to get yourself like a week, because you're losing 2 days on air.
Yes. And the time change.
On the time change.
Yeah.
And on the
You're going to
travel
be
time.
there 3 days, and you want to experience like the Desert Safari, the Dubai Mall, the Burj Khalifa, all these amazing landmarks that Dubai has.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to do besides the conference, right? So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
one of the points that you were asking.
I feel like it's something I should it's like a must attend event for me. Number one, because I'm the type of person, like, when I go on vacation, I always come back with new friends. So I just know if I do it intentionally, it's gonna go well. But second, when we met and I found out you're involved in Women's Council, I asked you because I was like, hey, there's guys in there. Like, how do y'all feel about that? Because I want to get involved, but it's like, I overthink everything.
Yeah.
And then you guys told me, like, you're like, no, like, we welcome it, we love it. It's nice that people want to help and like get involved in, no matter your background. So I do want to go, and I guess I'll baby step. I'm gonna baby step my support for Women's Council and like just see how far I could get as far as my involvement.
Yeah, of course, because there's also, I know that you're also on YPN, and you have to navigate both.
Yeah, like,
And then men, I know that when I started Women's Council, I saw Rafa would be in every single event, helping out, moving things along. And one thing that I don't think that was mentioned, like, you got voted in by women.
Yes.
So you didn't speak about that.
yeah.
Yes.
So he's just there kind of quiet, but he got voted in by women.
And I
He
think
was
that's
elected.
just a big takeaway for me. Before you agree to like get involved in something, you want to make sure you can add value.
100%.
Yeah, and do something.
100%.
So I guess that's where I want to baby step and not just say I want to join, because I just want to make sure, because really figuring out what YPN needs from me, I just want to make sure that I can.
Just getting involved. Is the
Yeah.
whole thing. And little by little, you fall into the space, and you're like, okay, this is where I belong.
Yeah, and I just want it to be organic, and I feel like the organic. I don't know how to word this.
We got it.
Thank you.
We feel
Thank
you,
We
man.
get it. But let's go to Dubai, Habibi.
I'll see you in
Come
Dubai.
to Dubai.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, let's talk about the presentations and everything more. Can we talk about any of the speakers? I know you said you're going to have a psychologist on, and some of the other topics. But what other speakers are you really excited to showcase? Are you having people from Women's Council of Realtors Miami? Are you having Women's Council of Realtors National presenting? Let's talk about the rundown, or at least what you can talk about so far.
Okay, so we have a draft, and that should be finalized in the next couple of weeks. But we do have our national president in attendance. We have other national leaders from Spain. We have Gabriela Schneer. We also have collaboration because it is an international platform. So we do want to, yes, it is Miami driven, but it's at a state, at a national level, and international. We also have leaders from IPO Peru, which they're global ambassadors. They come with a world of knowledge. And we're going to go into the layers of education, obviously, how that grows your career and it brings it down to your business. Your net worth is your network, which we all have heard about that. We also have Bianca, I believe she's coming in. And we also have other powerhouses like Kishana, and we have Alexis Bolin. This is a legacy in the state of Florida. She's from Pensacola, but if you follow this lady, the amount of wealth she's created and relationships is just astonishing. And she has such an energy to her that to get on the plane and, talking about energy at a certain phase of your life and going there, and she's eager and she's like, what can I do? How can I bring value? That speaks volume about what you are going to do for the organization and for each other. Then we have Dubai speakers. These are legends over there. They're professional realtors, they're top producers. They're going to talk about their markets. They're going to give us insight. So that's also part of the conversation. And there's going to be a networking component, which is like a social hour, where we really are pushing to have agents from the land development, and we're also pushing to have agents from Abu Dhabi, which is the next door, and just kind of get to know them and start the conversation. Besides the conference, we're looking forward to doing webinars quarterly because you want to keep in touch and you want to grow and nourish that relationship. That's our goal.
That's very cool. There's a lot of really exciting things to unpack here. So let's delve into this to a little deeper. Okay, so first of all, for people who are not watching this outside of the state of Florida, what you're really going to see, what I've seen a lot of Florida chapters masterfully do, is not only they incorporating Women's Council of Realtors inside the United States, but you're also getting that Central and Latin America influence, which is fascinating because you're going to a place in Dubai. So we're all have the expectations that we're going to have a lot of Middle Eastern business practitioners, which there are going to be there. And if you haven't studied the nuances of how they conduct business, the etiquette and everything else, be sure to do that before you go to Dubai. Also, crazily enough, and this won't qualify for most people, but check your medications list and see what's available for not for flying over in Dubai. You might be surprised.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is, besides some of the culture and the nuances, is you're not only going to get that Middle Eastern influence, you're going to get Central and Southern America as well. So you guys are really doing a great job of encompassing the entire global aspect. It's not a certain region. Yes, it's going to be in the Middle East, but there are going to be business practitioners from basically all over the world. And what's really cool is, we get a little more influence from Central and South America, but over in the Middle East, you get Indian influence, you get
Asia,
even
all
some
of
Asian.
Asia.
Exactly. So this is going to be, I think, for a lot of first-time attendees, a true global, all-encompassing conference, which I'm very excited for people to experience. So now that we're talking about like cultural nuances and everything else, when you went to, what was something that you was surprised you when you went to Dubai, and is there anything that you did differently because you were in a different country that you normally wouldn't do here in the United States? This question's open for anyone.
First, like when people go to they say it's the Middle East, they're scared how you dress. Of course, you have to dress, accordingly to the country where you are. You have to be dressed professionally, not too showy, because you want them to take you serious and do business. That's very important, ladies. I always, say, if you want it, the way you present yourself is your first entrance, and then it's how you talk. So taking care of the image, and also being able to speak about something in particular. Like I do business coaching. So that also has helped me. The platform that I've been sharing with the Dubai. Last year I gave how to sell real estate. And everybody's like, where are your coaching classes? So that put me in another level that I'm also doing my coaching classes now online for people that can't come to these conferences, because of different situations. And also I've been sharing the same platform with Mexico right now, very big in Colombia. So I believe this opens the doors for us to do more business and do more alternative strategies to earn more income and to create different revenues and meet people from all over the world. So this is an amazing platform. It has been for me, at least.
I think I could give a story.
Please.
A
Now's the
personal story. So we all hear it's the safest place. It's, everyone is on board on that. And you always still have a doubt, right? Well, it's actually kind of two story. And one of them, we were all there. We were in the desert safari and we experienced with one of our colleagues lost her ring. And 2 hours later, the sand came down and they came back and gave us the ring. So that just speaks volume of the magnitude of the culture.
It was
Then-
their ring. No, and
the
no
wedding
more
ring, right?
The wedding ring.
And then I went to the creek and I hop on the taxi, on the water taxi. I take off my glasses, they're expensive glasses, and I leave them because I was taking a picture. 4 hours later, I'm like, let me put my glasses. Well, guess what? I realized that I had the picture of the cab and I mentioned it to the person in charge. And I was worried because it was not even like sunglasses. They were my eyeglasses on top of the fact that they were brand glasses.
Right. And so they're super expensive.
Super. And then I'm like freaking out because I can't see. We still don't have.
I can imagine
This
that
is
struggle,
like
yeah.
one day before we go on, on the conference and take over the platform. And I'm like, I cannot see people. So this is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Long story short, I express my concern. They tell me, do not worry. Right now, we might not get to it because it's quite a lot of water taxes in that creek. And at that night, I got a call and they're like, we found your glasses. Come back tomorrow in the mall because I was doing the hop on and hop off, and they had them. So I was blown out of my mind. These two valuable items, not only like valuable in money, but sentimental and needs.
Yeah.
Guess what? They were returned to us immediately.
Yeah.
And I think one was luck because finding a wedding band in a desert, that's luck.
I think they had a metal detector.
Or a metal
see
detector.
that.
Yeah, that's
don't
true.
see
Very,
that.
very good
That's
vision.
That's nice.
Or very
That's
good
true.
vision.
Yeah, and then they just claim the sands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it
that's
was a metal
true. That's
detector.
true. But you know what? The story is, the moral of the story is that they returned that
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah, I lost a cell phone in the back of a taxi cab when I was leaving from the airport to the hotel. I realized as I was checking in that I left it in the taxi. I had SEMO call the phone, and within 10 minutes, it was delivered directly back to the hotel.
And then
Unreal.
And then unfortunately, we have stories where we've been in developments and it's been a rainy day and we put the umbrella down and they don't give it to us back here in the US.
Right.
So that to me, like, it kind of like, hey, we gotta be real. Sometimes, you
Yeah.
find yourself in a place where the culture is completely different and you embrace that. So those were two little stories
Yeah.
there that were.
That's
I want to
wild.
add to that story. I mean, to that question. I think that as Hispanics, we, say hi to each other with besitos, hello.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no
Don't do that.
public display of affection in
yeah.
Dubai. That is not allowed and it's very frowned upon.
Right, yeah. And
That's good to know.
It's very good to know.
No alcohol.
No,
It's
you can
another
drink.
thing.
But
No
in a-
alcohol in every place. Only in a bar you can drink.
That sounds about right.
It's a dry country
He's
unless
like,
you're in a
he's like, I
restaurant.
know because
I can drink
I
here
asked.
and down the street, but over there, no. Over there is.
You can't take it out of the
How
bar.
does
is what
that make
you-
No.
you feel?
I get that.
Antonio?
I'm all right.
concern.
That's funny. But before we move
Realtors
on,
that
I
don't
forget
drink.
that's funny. Before we move on, I forget this point. My biggest like realization with the Women's Council is you guys are very intentional. And I always like when I like see a president and I could be like, I can see why you're president. That makes sense. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like you can see like, oh, that's all they pictured. And from the start, when you said that you guys were offering therapy or counseling,
Psychology.
counseling,
Cons-
that's well needed because you don't know people's backstory and like when they start getting into these higher positions, like they don't know how to deal with it, you know. And it's
I think
like
that's a conversation that needs to be had. I mean, mental wellness is important
Mm-hmm.
because we deal with high levels of stress. There's times where, I'm like, I can't right now. I need to disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me, without kids. I'm a dog mom.
Mhm.
I'm a dog mom.
Yeah.
Without
That's
kids,
a lot,
without,
yeah.
a marriage or whatever. But like, I'll give you Sue, for example. She has a whole family.
Mm-hmm.
She has a little one. And I'm like, Sue, how are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as women, you guys forget that we go through, our monthly situations that they affect our bodies. And this is a real life thing. This is a real life discussion.
you have to learn how to deal with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I
then
have
on
5
top of
daughters,
that,
so I
real
know that.
estate, on top of that, throw issues and that arise. And I think mental wellness is a very important topic. And yeah, like he says, he's surrounded by women. I'm surprised you don't have like estrogen on.
Yeah.
I'm full of estrogen.
That's funny. That's funny.
I have my days.
I get that. Don't we all? I get that.
That's why I
And
keep Mito in my car.
I hear that. And then the next thing is when you say like your focus was like collaborating with different cultures. That's really important because it shows you like I learned a lot just from like sitting next to Simo, and then you'll see the way Simo does things is very different from like how Mate does things and Antonio. Like so it's like you need to like be on those tables and you need that type of like community
Yes.
to like
and
really
every time you travel, you have that experience. You always have to learn from every country that you go to and every country that I travel to. I'm like, oh, they do this.
right.
Yeah.
They do this like this, and I'm gonna implement this, and I'm gonna start using this, and even like the face creams. I get face creams from Valencia that I'm about to finish now, and then in Dubai I get the oils that are gaining
Your skin is
oils.
clear. That is
Constant learning.
that's clear.
Constant
But
learning.
it's taking the good from their culture and giving them the good from ours.
And that
So
makes a
that's-
better love it. And then just the thought that you aren't just going to Dubai like how do we meet people? It's okay, so we're gonna expect this culture, this culture. That's what I'm saying by like you guys are intentional. So I just wanted to bring that up before we move too far from
I think the
all those fun
intention
facts.
is very important.
Yeah.
You go there with an intention of meet people, network, collaborate with other organizations like FIAPSI, because FIAPSI is one of the main organizations there. SILA in South America. And there is many organizations that I got a contact in Dubai, in SILA, and now I'm helping them doing marketing, doing other stuff at the SILA organization. SIMO have contact in FIAPSI. We all can work with these big organizations, and that help us. That help a lot.
and so I realized from that is that's not your primary like profession, but you help how you can. Like you're able to help them.
Correct.
So I get that. I'm learning. This is good.
Awesome. This is great, and we're glad you're always here with us, Khalid.
Yeah,
for
man.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
All right, so let's land this plane. What haven't we discussed yet? What do people need to know about the conference that we haven't already highlighted? And why should people from the United States care or attend?
The International Property Show, it's an amazing platform. This year I'm an ambassador. I think you are too, Kevin. So it's an amazing platform because we're also going to be in California in October with awards over there. So it's opening the doors to to do networking and to bring business, either doing business in California or doing business over here and globally. I believe those awards, it opens just the doors. Remember, I always say you got to be speaking to everybody that makes the decision, because if not, you become the menu instead of being the chef.
Okay, I think some good pointers. Number one, when you're going to this conference, yes, we have our local and our state and our national conference, but they're more towards the U.S. Now you're going to be expanding on a global market, so go prepared. Go prepared, be intentional. What do you want? Do you want to network? Do you want to brand yourself? You could do that prior, during, and after. So come up with a plan. the other aspect of this is it's a 3-day conference. So it's not just 1 day of women empowerment, it's 3 days of and there is no delegate fee, which means there's no fee at this point, and they won't be for you to come into the conference. So that's how easy it's being made for all of us to collaborate and for all of us to be on one platform with over 85 countries, over 115 exhibitors.
That's incredible. Okay.
So the developments that you're gonna get to know, it's not just the U.S. and Dubai or that area. It's gonna be Europe. It's gonna be Canada. It's all these continents that we're all somehow we're connected right now.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Yeah. Let's dive into this. Well, before we dive into why it's important for developments to showcase in Dubai. Let's talk about the affordability because so the conference is free, right? We have
The
that
conference
confirmed.
is free. The air flight might be anywhere depending
Yeah,
where
so
you're
how much
getting.
did you pay? Have you bought your
So
ticket yet?
yes, I already bought my
How much
ticket.
did you pay for your
it was
ticket?
$1,000.
See, very affordable for
So-
halfway across the world.
There were some little adjustments that I made,
yeah.
but those are personal
Yeah,
choices.
right. Rafa, how did you pay around the same price?
Actually, I did, but with a stop in Cairo afterwards. So
very
actually,
cool.
I got a very good deal.
So that's great. So yeah, you have a great deal, and it does provide an opportunity for you to fly somewhere else halfway across the world at an affordable price. Karen, have you bought your ticket yet? Well, how much did you pay?
$990, almost $1,000.
Okay, so let's dive in. I have not purchased a ticket yet.
How long is this flight?
It's
Sorry.
14 hours and a half.
Yeah, like 16 hours. Yeah.
How long is the flight to Vegas?
Oh, it's way
No.
shorter.
Yeah.
No, I mean like 7, 12.
No, it's
Like
probably
3 or
4.
Yeah, less than that.
Four.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the longest flight of my life.
Okay, so
Is
yeah,
it-
you gotta multiply that by
what's
like a couple
He's gonna have to
times.
drink.
What's the
You'll have to drink something.
what's the seating
for it
situation?
to
Like, is it
look-
like do you recline? Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
is it
Well,
comfortable?
you have
It all
three,
depends
three
what
levels.
you choose.
First class, middle, and economic.
Right.
What's
Khalid,
$1,000?
they recline
went
back
middle.
more. So yeah, for 1,000, it's a pretty good deal.
You recline.
It's a night. It's
I
a
love
night
it.
class.
Stretch your feet
it's
out.
a night.
It's a
flight.
night flight.
And
You
you'll
don't
sleep
feel
for
it.
half of it.
Oh, it's at night.
You don't feel it. You don't feel it.
Okay. You can
you'll
wake up,
sleep,
walk around.
And you get fed like 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On
Right.
a plus, no, I'm actually taking my wife, so make things a little bit easier.
I would take my wife. I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring.
But,
There you go.
do y'all
we
bring
went
your
a
kids?
step
Do you
above
bring your
that.
kids?
We
You can
invited
bring
some
them.
other friends
Yeah.
so they can be with
it's
my wife
open
while
to
I'm at the
everyone.
conference.
You
Yeah,
don't
he
have to
already
be a
got this all
realtor.
planned
You're
out.
gonna be there
Good.
with
So she knows
investors,
that I'm done for a couple
developers.
days.
So the kids can come in the conference.
Protect.
Yeah, kids can definitely go to the conference. Dubai is a family-friendly city.
You don't need a
very
babysitter. I don't need a
You don't need a
babysitter.
babysitter. There's
I don't-
so much entertainment and activities to do.
For
Okay.
free.
Really?
That's one
How
other
delightful.
aspect.
Well, that
When you
changes.
go,
Oh, come on, bring
You're
the.
going for the conference, but
Okay.
there's so much to do for
Sure.
free or at a
About
very
3,000?
reasonable price.
Yeah, very reasonable.
Yeah, okay.
So my point is, I
All
looked
right.
2
I'ma just
weeks
do it.
ago because I'm still trying to figure out how to
got you.
convince my boss to approve me to go. Full disclosure.
How they gonna do it?
I looked, and it's Qatar Airways. You have to have a layover. I forget
In Doja.
In Doja, thank you. But they had them for just over $700. So,
Wow.
and I'm sure Emirates. It's a direct flight from Miami
direct
to
flight.
Dubai, and I guess I didn't see it on there, but it's a little over 1,000 now. And it's what we should.
I
date this
remember
podcast
last
so people
year,
know. So it's
I
late
u-
February.
I use,
Still affordable.
I use my miles. So
Yeah.
you have your miles, you can
You
use
can
your miles.
use too.
You gotta stick to the same airline every time. Like,
It's just that the only
Depends.
direct airline that leaves 1 time a day is Emirates, and then Qatar, which is the other option, has a stop. It's a couple $100 cheaper
how do you have miles to use on Emirates?
with your
With
credit card.
Amex, with
Oh.
Visa, MasterCard.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You got to start. This
Right
is a
now.
whole.
Khalid
This
is
is a
just like-
conversation.
I'm new to this. I'm figuring this out. I'm figuring this all out. That's cool.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you can save a lot if you use
Interesting.
your miles.
Okay. Where's Doja?
Doja is
Off topic. Sorry.
Qatar,
1 hour.
Qatar. It's in the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Just do it.
You wanna know
Just
what
book
I'm
it.
thinking?
I
That's
go
it.
to,
It's
to Abu
irrelevant. It's
Dhabi too.
irrelevant.
Abu Dhabi,
Yeah, Abu Dhabi's
has
great.
stopped to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why don't we all say one place they need to do or one
Okay.
thing?
Okay.
Okay.
Start.
So get this
You
going.
start.
I start. Is that it's not like
All right, I'll start. The temple in Abu Dhabi
Yes.
was so cool, and I'm not even very much of a religious person, and I enjoyed it very much.
the government center in Abu Dhabi as well. So that was but the desert must
Oh,
say.
yeah.
That
say
desert
one.
experience.
Say one.
But you said one, you took it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, Antonio, go.
Okay, the mall, the biggest mall in the world. In the world. I
has
spent
a
2
train
months.
station.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Another thing, when
Okay.
you buy in a boutique
Yeah, a little shop.
you don't pay taxes like here. So it's free of taxes. It's like a duty free all day, every day.
All day, every day.
And in like the gold market and things like that, prices are
Oh,
negotiable.
the
Souk,
gold
the
market.
souk.
Yeah.
I have a question. How does it work if you buy like a good amount of things and then bring it back? Like,
Here,
do tariffs affect that?
You wear everything. You wear,
Oh, okay,
you wear
okay.
Your watch.
You don't pay?
wear-
Do you pay tariffs on that, or only like if I?
I have another.
How tariffs work?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that I have like a couple.
No, go.
Go for it.
Okay,
Floor is
so
yours.
you definitely need to go to the new Atlantis because they have Atlantis, the Royal, and then Atlantis, the Palm. You know, have you guys been to Bahamas?
Yeah.
It's-
I've seen
they
it.
Have
Like,
a same,
it's like a hotel?
The same one.
The
over
famous
there,
hotel.
And that's the
Yeah.
older one. But now they have the new one, which looks like stacked Legos, like an architecture. So that one is beautiful. Beyonce performed. Like she did like a big opening there. But that hotel is everything. That hotel is beautiful. And then you have like the Burj Khalifa. You have the Museum of the Future. You have the Dubai Frame, the Palm, the actual palm. There's a lot of, and they also have a lot of free things as well.
Well, I do. I like a lot. I respect a lot of religion, so I like going to to their temples and everything. I believe respecting the religions and everything is important. I love doing that tradition. I love seeing the waterfall. It's just so amazing, to see it. I also to the museum. I like to go to the Futures Museum, but what I'm looking forward this year that I haven't gone to, and always I'm in the rush, and this time I'm even taking my daughter, so I'm very excited. First time for her to go here. I'm going to be going to the Butterfly Museum, the flowers. So I can't wait to see that. I think that's going to be so amazing. I mean, every time you go to Dubai, it's something new. So I love it because you learn from their technology, you learn from the people, you learn from the culture. And remember, Dubai, it's a city where it's globally. It's not just Middle East. It's people from all over the world doing business and connecting with all those developers too, because there's people that want to invest here in the States. There's people that want to invest over there. So, there's always opportunity to make extra income that always helps.
The thing is, Dubai is famous because they have the best, the biggest mall in the world. They have the tallest building in the world. They have the pool in the world. I went to that pool too. I don't know what level was, 67 floor. Armani, I eat in the Armani restaurant, the
They're
highest
very
restaurant in the
competitive.
world.
Really?
If you want to spend, you spend a lot of money. There. But if you want to save, it's not that expensive.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good point. So so a cup of coffee here is about $6.
No, they're not.
But
Yeah,
the
so
gold
over
coffee,
there
do the
it's
gold
4.
coffee.
So that kind of shows you like where you get your savings, right? Like there is that conversion rate between currencies that benefits the U.S. traveler, and then I think just the cost of living is just a little lower over there compared to here. I'm coming to find out that like when you live in an expensive city like Miami, everything seems like a deal.
Yeah, everything.
less
Everywhere.
expensive.
It's
Yeah.
wild, but
Yeah.
The hotels there, like if you're on site, if you're staying on site or like right next to it, the rate still right now, it's like around $100 per day.
Nothing. Come on.
And
That's
it's a good hotel. You've stayed there.
the Novotel.
The Novotel.
Yeah, it's great.
And the
Ibis
Ibis too. So that $100 rate, you can't get that
in the Ibis?
anywhere if
You're
you're
right there in
traveling
Ibis somewhere.
internationally. And if you want to go really high end, you're looking at a $250, what normally would cost to here a $500
Wow.
Yes.
hotel fee. So it's affordable. It's just a matter of packing up your luggage, opening your heart, bringing and being prepared, because you must be prepared and intentional to grow and expand your network.
I feel like that's a beautiful way to end right there.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
have to ride the train.
But don't end.
Ride the train and men
They're gonna
cannot
keep
go
giving
on
us-
the first
Is it like a
cabin.
above ground or?
Men cannot go on the first cabin of the train.
Okay.
Oh, I
I'm
don't know
just
that.
giving you a heads
Heads
up
up?
just
Like
in
it's-
case
this is
you
a
want to go
thing.
to like the. Yeah, it's a thing.
It's women only.
Yeah, women only.
Children too?
Yes.
Male
I
children?
believe. I believe children too, but like.
I mean, like, little
they're
boys
with their
I meant.
moms, you know.
Yeah. that
But
makes
my
sense.
uncle, I took my uncle, and my uncle was there, so they were looking at him like, "What's he doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, we just found out that men can't be on the first cabin."
That's so
wow.
interesting.
But the train is beautiful, and it looks like
Yeah.
you're
We
playing
just
like
gotta
a video
we just
game.
gotta learn before we go there what we can
I
we
think
cannot do.
we could do like a Zoom,
Yeah, we
and
could.
we'll talk about
How
culture.
is
I have
Is it
one
like-
more
is it big?
one more
Like, is it a
thing
big
for
train?
cost savings to add. If you want to go to Abu Dhabi, talk to people because there'll be connections there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we have connection.
I'm sure we have
Yeah,
connections there to
questions.
where we could have the developer pay for you to go to Abu Dhabi on a bus,
Yeah.
check out a development, and then check out like the temple or something else afterwards. And typically these developers will do that at no cost to you. You might have to pay to get into the temple. I can't forget. But it was very affordable if you did.
And
You
the
just had to
best
be dressed
pictures
appropriately.
that you can have is in the temple.
Yeah.
In the temple. It's
beautiful,
amazing. It's amazing. But talking about be prepared, when you go to the conference, there is clients there looking at you at Miami because Miami is the top country. USA and Miami is the top country there. So they're going to ask you question. Oh, what I can buy in Miami. Oh, what building that you have. Oh, you have new construction. So be prepared. I see other agents in our group that they bring flyers of new constructions. They bring books. They bring everything. Like they are the sales agents of those buildings. So you can do that and take many clients from that event. I think it's amazing to do that.
This is good advice.
Yeah.
This was a good episode. We needed this.
Strategical.
It's strategical. Yeah.
Go in prepared, know what you want to sell. And I know that we are Miami, we're the hot capital from Florida. But right now, Florida is the hot state in the U.S.
So it's not only Miami,
and because
Orlando,
of all
Tampa.
the weathers and all of our tax and our proximity to so many places, anyone that comes from the state or is in big states, they're gonna benefit because a lot of people are buying in Texas and California, even though they're also coming to us.
So that brings up another really good point, right? So, Antonio, you were talking about being prepared. I think what would also be really smart. Yes, you want to have the properties, but I think what we should also really think about if you want to be intentional is who are your referral partners in these
100%.
big markets. So, like, let's say they're like, oh, I love Miami, but I'm actually looking in
New
Chicago,
York.
New York,
California,
LA,
yeah.
Las
Yeah.
Vegas. Make sure you have those referral partners ready. Be like, hey,
Which-
listen, it's
I
too
think
far
that-
for me to
that's
do
what
this.
we-
Women's
that's where we
Council
come in.
has radius.
That's where we come in.
So we have, that's one of our pillars that we thrive on, which is the referral aspect of it. Because since we are going one extra step and one extra mile, we have that at our fingertips to spit back to them. So you don't have to hold back and be like, oh, I'm only working this market. No, you only work this market and that's your niche. But you have access to a full Rolodex of other professionals that you trust, because that's the key. Anyone nowadays with the web, you could go on Instagram, Facebook, online, and find an agent that's saying whatever they want to say, and it might hold true, it might not. But when you build trust and rapport, you could practice anywhere in the States through another agent.
Adding something to that is we speak different languages. I speak Spanish, Italian, and I met people from Italy there. I meet people from South America. So you can use that in your favor and work with those people. And met other countries like and talking Spanish, talking Italian, talking your language and make other connections. So it's very important.
How did you learn Italian?
I live in Italy for 15 years.
Before here?
Yeah.
That's cool.
15 years.
That's cool.
Yeah, half of my life.
The more you know, guy.
Duolingo.
You got Duolingo?
El Duolingo was.
And
That's
did you
cool.
know that they're already doing like the air taxis in Dubai? They're already being tested.
Now?
They're gonna launch at the end of this year.
Wow.
And it's 20 minutes that you could get across the city, because they do have a big problem
With traffic.
I
Same
mean,
way.
if you're, another tip, if you're there, please watch your timing on when you're gonna exit,
Yeah.
because you could be stuck in traffic like 2 hours. I lost going with the first group on the marina that they did. You guys did,
Didn't make
and
it.
that's another thing, and that's because I was stuck
Yeah.
2 hours
I almost
in
didn't
traffic.
make that. I don't know how I made it by
But
a
they
stroke.
We
they
were
were
waiting
so
for
good
you.
that
So
they
sweet.
gave me, the ticket to go on the second, and it was a beautiful experience.
Cool.
Talking about that, another place to visit, the marina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys rent cars? How do you get around?
Uber.
There's Uber?
Uber.
It's
It's
super
not expensive.
cheap.
It's not expensive.
It's super
And they're
cheap.
That's
Cool.
Oh yeah, let's bring that up. Let's bring up ride
White
sharing.
cars,
It
Teslas.
is totally safe to order Ubers in Dubai. Some countries it is not safe to order Ubers because the taxi crew wants to keep.
What is the
control of
name?
market.
Karim is the name of the Uber there?
I don't know.
Karim, I think is.
Yeah, well,
Oh, like
and
the
they
name
have
of the
their
app?
taxis too.
And their taxis are cheaper than Uber sometimes.
There is an app,
Really?
Karim.
Yeah, no, their taxes are cheaper than Ubers, but the Ubers are only Lexus vehicles, which is cool.
Lexus
And they
Really?
have like an Uber Eats, but through an app that's
Oh.
cheap. Yeah, so then whenever you want to eat something and it's maybe you don't want to spend money on going to a place, they just deliver. to you,
Talking
like Uber
about
Eats.
eat, I eat the best McDonald's ever.
That McDonald's.
excited.
Yes,
That McDonald's.
yes.
I'm going.
It's the
Yes.
best
I'm going. I have to go
McDonald's.
now. So
And
have to.
it's less
send me the
expensive than
information.
here.
I'm gonna find the information.
It was healthy,
I'm
was
there.
amazing.
Okay.
Pack these
But they have
kids
that
up.
natural.
Yeah.
So one thing I think we should do is, one thing you haven't done and you want to do this time around.
Oh, dang. Okay. Let
You
me
start.
think. All right, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be taking those air taxis the next chance I get.
Okay.
Is this like a train?
It's no,
It's
they
a
have a
drone.
train.
It's
but
a
no, they're-
drone.
They have like a drone taxi that's gonna fly you to either Abu Dhabi or across the city. I'm doing that. I'm ready.
This is crazy.
I want to do the helicopter over the Palm de
Oh,
Mallorca,
that'd be amazing.
and if I was to get in my best shape, that long dress, running up to
What's the
Burj
thing?
Khalifa.
What's the thing?
Wow.
How you do
I
that?
second that. I
cool.
second that.
Those are my two things to do.
I
With
know.
my
Rafa,
mom.
What are
Well,
you doing?
I haven't been there.
Yeah.
But I have been in the Middle East. One thing that I would like to do is to do buggy rides
All right.
on the sand.
They can
Oh,
definitely
they-
provide that in Dubai.
Yes.
You know what I want to do is in the mall there is an aquarium and you can swim with the sharks.
Hell
I
no.
want to do that.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I'll
Skydiving.
let you do that one.
Skydiving. Khalid, you see anything?
Just want to get there.
Yeah, he just wants to get
Just
there.
wanna get there.
Yeah, I'll add one more thing. This is on my bucket list last time, and I still haven't done it. But okay, and I think there's one opening up here in Miami eventually if the American Dream Mall ever opens. But they have indoor skiing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the mall, and I think the same mall
Yeah,
that has the
it's the same
aquarium.
mall.
They have
It
this.
is.
They have this ski slope in there as well.
Yeah, I did
Would
that.
love to try that. That would be kind of trippy.
Yeah.
All right. This is great.
There's plenty to do for sure.
Right. So let's talk about this. Surelis, if anybody from Women's Council of Realtors is seeing this, they're like, I wasn't
outside.
sure. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go, but I'm going for
Gotta go.
sure now. Just like our boy
That's
Khalid
insane.
over here.
I'm going. I'm there.
Yeah, he's there.
I need a pen.
How can people
I need
sign
a
up?
pen.
How can
I'm gonna
people get
send
more
you the
information
calendar invite.
about the Women's Empowerment event in partnership with the International Property Show?
Okay.
On what, April 15th, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, well, IPS Women, it's April 15th, but we're all one platform.
Right.
IPS 14 through the 16. There is another stage, and they're going to be having immense value to the real estate industry. And that's also why you should go. Not only because of these landmarks of Dubai, but again, your professional career, how you're going to grow and break into that global market. Your question was, how do they get
Yeah.
there? WCR Miami or Instagram has a form. If they have interest, they could just fill it out. It's about four or five questions, Karen.
More or less.
They could also reach out to me personally, any one of us, and we will right away send them the link. To register is for free, and we will also send them we have a power slide where they could start seeing everything that we're talking about.
All right.
So the information is there. We are more than welcome, and you don't have to be Women's Council or Realtors, but when they do register, if they are, we encourage them to go ahead and sign off that they're coming to the Women's Council. We're gonna have our own pavilion
Nice.
with 14
That is nice.
sponsors.
That is
They're gonna
important.
have their own kiosk, and we're gonna create this year workshops. And workshops is like, you know, like it's gonna be about Florida and about California market and about Texas and encompassing mindset, you know, because again, like Karen mentioned, it's very important for us to be with the right mindset for transactions and relationships to grow.
Yeah.
All right, so let's. This brings up a really interesting point as well. So let's go around one more time. If you have experience in this realm, is what sort of booth etiquette can you give? Like, what? How can people be best prepared while they're in the booth waiting for people from anywhere in the world to come talk to them? Because there's going to be booths and exhibitor space, and there's going to be people from all over the world walking by the Women's Council of Realtors booth. What advice do you have for people who haven't worked a booth before?
Okay, so if they're wanting to have a kiosk in particular, they gotta bring their own material. They gotta come prepared with what it is they're trying, their message, what it is that they're trying to put out there. But when they're making that initial contact, because it's over 11,000 attendees last year, and it's a lot of traffic depending on the date and time. If it's a lot of traffic coming in, they might just wanna be grabbing their information versus just hand giving out your information. So have your information so it could be taken, but grab their information, because I think, you know, there's stats that says that most people will get rid of your information. So why don't you grab theirs so then you could keep the contact. You have to be ready to deliver what you want, your message, because that's important. You don't want to now, once you're there, figure out, okay, what am I going to sell them on? Is it going to be a property? Is it going to be a development? Is it going to be on my relationship? Is it going to be, no, know who you are, know what you want to get out of it, and listen to the traffic. If it gives you time, try to have real conversations, because at the end of the day, that's the person that's gonna remember you, because you took a few minutes. So instead of, my advice is always like quality over quantity. You want to have conversations versus just being a machine in a booth. But everyone does their business however they choose. So those are my tips. Come prepared, know your why, know what you're selling, but grab their information and listen to their interest, because that's going to drive your conversation.
Right. So you're going to talk to a lot of people. So I guess what also makes a lot of sense for the viewers back at home is write all of these people's interests down so you don't mix it up as well, because you are going to have to send different things to different people. Go ahead, Karen.
So the thing that I think that would make it easier for everyone is to just have their digital business card. Because I mean, you can automatically save their information, and then on top of that, connect via LinkedIn or via social media, via Instagram, because that's something that it's already a second tap. So you have their contact, you have their social media. In the notes of the contact, make sure that you write who you spoke to and what was a brief conversation about. So that's your point. And then additionally, people ask how the market is in Miami. How many people have moved in? What are the prices looking like? Those are one of the questions that we normally have. So be prepared, because if they're asking you, okay, so what's the Miami market? And you don't know, then they're going to look at you.
They're going to move on to the next.
And
the
also be very careful not to misjudge personalities and people, because you just never know who you're talking to.
Sure. Yeah, it's a very
and
good
do
point.
not, we don't shake hands.
Oh, no, wait, you do. Yeah, the
But-
women has to extend first, right?
Yeah, right,
And then
that's what it
and then the men can decide whether he declines.
No kissing, hello.
Yeah, don't kiss in somebody's ear like we love to do here, right? That drive him up the wall. But yeah, don't be offended if you're a woman, you try and shake a male's hand, and he's like, no, I will
Yes,
not touch you
yes.
out of respect.
Yes.
Another point is be ready with WhatsApp. We are in another
Yes.
country. WhatsApp is your friend.
What?
Because
doesn't
you
work.
cannot text, you
Yes.
cannot call WhatsApp, save all the contacts in WhatsApp, text them,
Right.
and call. direct.
WhatsApp video doesn't work, and
Doesn't work.
WhatsApp audio doesn't well, WhatsApp audio does work, but video doesn't
don't
work.
It's fine.
So
Yeah.
social media.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What other tip for
I
And
think
have fun. Have
Sponsors.
fun. Enjoy it. I mean,
be yourself?
That
That's
conference
another
is
thing.
like literally from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it's like a work day. And have plans for later on. Make sure that you enjoy this experience, because anytime that I travel, you're learning a whole different culture.
Immerse
Take it
into the
in,
culture.
Take it in. It's something that like you want to be able to bring back and be like, oh, because Dubai does something to you. Dubai, well, like once you go, you're like, oh, wow, this is like, poof.
21st
And then
century.
you go the next year, and then like there's like 10 new buildings up, and then the next year, and then there's like 20 new buildings up. So enjoy the fact that you're having the privilege to be doing what you love in a country that is like has next level stuff.
Well, that's beautiful. Well, everybody, thank you so much for your time today. If you're not excited about going to Dubai, I guess go scour the internet for more exciting facts. But you have the information to sign up. It's super affordable. It's a great way to build your international database. There are so many wins by attending this conference. I couldn't be more excited for WCR, or I'm sorry, Women's Council of Realtors, all across the world to experience this event. And we can't wait to see where you guys take this, and we hope that you contribute to this conference for many years to come. I will definitely be coming to
And thank you,
to support
Kevin.
you.
And
We,
you,
we
Kevin,
must
without
thank
you,
you,
it wouldn't be
Kevin.
possible.
And Simo,
Kevin
he,
knows a
he
lot.
couldn't make it out here.
Yeah.
But you guys also are the founders of the relationship building that
Yes,
we
sir.
that we've materialized for this year.
And we're just getting started.
we're just gonna go ahead and keep up that momentum. And
I'm gonna-
you know, all of us here, for the vast
We enjoy-
majority,
we enjoy
we
Dubai.
really did
Yeah.
have that
good time.
bonding that even lasts through our like relationship
Yeah.
locally. So it takes our experience to another level.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think sometimes leaders are made on those trips too. So, you know, take
Tell
it
me
seriously.
about that. Talk to me about that.
I don't know. So, I mean, it's just like.
Was your first time talking in an international showcase? So that is amazing. Was my first time talking in international showcase. So
Okay, yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess we've tried to wrap this up twice.
I
But
know.
let's do
are
one
Just
more
cut it.
round.
Just cut it in a different
Khalid is
episode.
gonna
Do one
pull
more
out his
round,
mobile
and
podcast.
let's talk about stage
Oh my
fright
God.
and preparing
Don't get me
yourself
started on that.
for the presentation.
We'll start with Rafa.
What do you guys do to prepare yourself? How was your experience in public speaking, and what tips do you have for our listeners?
Know your subject good. Do a PowerPoint that is visual, because remember, there's two things: audio people, visual people, and to speak slowly so people could understand you. So I believe, doing a good PowerPoint. I am always, I used to be an elementary teacher, so I'm very like, oh, come on, you guys, do it like the people don't know anything. But take it to a little level higher. You start slowly the introduction, and then you hit the hard points. So knowing your subject good, it's very important. So, and then presenting it, take the time, make the effort. You're already making this effort to go here, abroad to see these people and going away from your home. So make it nice, make it like for you, make it with love, and things will progress. I think when you give all your heart, your soul, your energy, you connect with the people and you really bond from the heart. Also be grateful and be also honest, you guys. It's important to, whatever you promise these people, they're trusting our word. They're trusting the Miami Realtors. They're trusting the Miami National Women's Council, YPN. So you guys are representing the United States. It's not just you. It's a big responsibility. People tell me, Claudia, why didn't you go party? And I go, I did go a little while, but I take care a lot because I'm representing the state. So that's very important for us too.
my experience was zero experience because I don't have experience talking in public or in a big public showcase like Dubai, and YPN put me in the show, and I say yes, and why not? And it was amazing. It was amazing. People reach out to me after the speak, and yeah, make me feel like happy and important at the same time. Yeah. So it was amazing for me. What about you, Surelis?
Well, that was like I did not want to be front and center. I fought that to the end. I'm like, somebody else could step in, but Kevin knew his mission. He was like, no, it's your year and you're going to get on that stage and do it. And you know what? My advice is, yes, be prepared. Practice, just feel comfortable with what it is you're going to be speaking. And that, YPN and Kevin did a phenomenal job in saying, it's okay. And these are the questions. We might deviate a little bit here and there because it's also part of being natural, right? Yeah. And when I was in stage, it actually turned out like that. Simo was a great moderator, and the conversation did steer to personal experiences to make it more impactful. But honestly, after that day, I walked off differently. I literally was sweating. I was praying. Bana came by. It was me. I took my husband as my little lucky charm, which he is sometimes. And I'm like, let's pray. And he's like, you got this. You're stressed. Let it go. And Bana walked. She heard our prayer, and she's like, you guys are so adorable.
Because Bana knows more than
Bana
us.
is a pro at this. She's done it so many times. She's like, you're gonna be fine. And here I am, like sweating. I'm like, okay.
Right. Yeah. So let's expand upon this real quick. So guys, if you have stage fright and you're at an international conference, do your first time speaking on stage at an international conference. If you bomb, if you bomb, you're never going to see these people again. You never have to travel across.
Don't tell me that, Kevin.
If you do great, then
that's not good advice,
you obviously have made a plethora of new contracts all across the other side of the world, and it gives you a reason to go back. So either way, you do really bad, just don't go back.
Listen, no. I disagree.
It's giving us a thumbs
up. Who's watching this?
I respectfully disagree with Kevin.
No.
Here's the thing, and something that I noticed. I was so nervous, but I was nervous because in Miami, our Hispanic culture, when they're upset or they're happy, enjoying it or whatever.
The emotions.
Over there is like no emotions.
We
don't know if you're understanding what we're saying, if we're getting
no
the
body
message
language.
across.
You couldn't get the body language.
It's different. So for me, I agree. I prayed. I'm like, please God, I beg you, just make sure I don't fall on stage or I don't say anything that doesn't, that's gonna make me feel bad.
Your position was different because you were the moderator.
Yes.
So all the questions come from you.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I'm like, don't mess up. But it was my first time.
So it's a general feeling. It's a fear factor. It's a fear factor. And until you don't address it, that you're on it, you're not going to move on. So think about it that way. If the opportunity comes your way, I know that it's hard to say yes. Believe me, I have fought this all the way through. But once it's there, once that door opens, walk into it. Because for good, it's going to change you. And it's going to change you where you are even going to be on a platform with your client. And you're going to be able to be confident and articulate. Because now this was like one little thin layer that added to your confidence. And until you don't experience that, you're not going to be able to feel that way. When I walked off the stage, I realized looking back that I was so focused on hearing the question and answering properly that I didn't make as much eye contact that I should have. Those are the tips that we need to let the speakers know. Engage, come off naturally. My information was on point, but I lacked that experience. So those are the tips that you look back and you learn and then you grow. But until you don't do it the first time around or the second or the third, you're not going to get better.
Right. So everybody at home, this trip with the Women's Council of Realtors can transform your business in many ways. You can create referral connections. You can overcome your public speaking fears. Or if you're already overcoming your public speaking fears, you can improve your speaking presence. You can experience a city that is undescribable. I think there's things in the United States that could take elements from Dubai and make the United States better. So there are so many ways to benefit from attending this conference. There's so many ways to enjoy your hard-earned money from traveling around the world. And Antonio, it sounds like you have something else.
We can talk about another point. What opportunities we have joined Women's Council, YPN, other organization, being in this conference, being in these events, because it's a very, very important question. I think the opportunities that we have. Yeah.
Yeah, joining other organizations that are gonna have presence there.
Yeah.
Like from Spain, from Europe, from other Arab.
It's a very good point. So, reach out to Surelis, and if you need any introductions ahead of the conference, she'll set you up with that. And that's another way to be prepared ahead of time, a way to get excited about doing business over there and just making new connections.
Right.
All right, for real this time, we have had to hop off. Obviously, we have so much to talk about. That this should be your sign that there's so much to admire, there's so much to learn, there's so much to do in the United Arab Emirates. And Dubai is really a city that showcases some Western values while sprinkling in some Middle Eastern values as well, while taking a big pot and mixing it all together, because it truly is a city of expats. So we are a city of expats in Miami. If you're looking to be cultured, if you're looking to learn about all walks of life, this conference at the International Property Show and the Women's Empowerment event is a great opportunity for you all. So we hope to see you in Dubai. If you need to reach out to Women's Council of Realtors Miami, how do we get a hold of you?
Well, you could go ahead and go to Instagram, WCR Miami, and you could fill out the inquiry on the link tree, on the bio, and we'll go ahead and reach out back. And if not, Surelis Yanes, I'll go ahead. That's my Instagram, or just 786-423-4990. That's my phone number. Text me. We'll email you that. And we also have an entire team that's on our page, and they all are here to help you get there and be prepared.
Thanks, everybody. Be prepared. We'll see you in Dubai.
See you in Dubai.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm going to be on my laptop.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I have a full purse. I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm eating before I leave.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm sneaking out for shopping.
We're YPN leaders.
Of course we're going to be creating content.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm signing up for classes.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm cafecito obsessed.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm going to crash the next happy hour.
If I'm on my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. If I'm on my way home, yeah. If I'm on my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me.